Welcome back to Golf Today. The PGA of America, along with Comcast, NBC Universal, is promoting diversity and inclusion in the game of golf through the PGA Works program. Through several key initiatives, the PGA Works program will expand access and create opportunities for diverse student athletes across the country. Comcast and the PGA of America announced a multi-year partnership which includes enhanced television coverage of the PGA Works Collegiate Championship and a plan to hold the event at iconic venues across the country, starting with the PGA Tour's donation of TPC Sawgrass as this year's venue in May. PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan had more on the announcement yesterday.
When you look at the PGA Tour, our commitment has been extremely strong with the first tee. We've announced a $100 million commitment through our tournaments over the next 10 years. We've really started to lean into to partnerships, lean into how we support HBCUs. Other organizations are doing similar things. But the question is, how do we do what we need to do as an organization? How do we make this part of the fabric of our organization, part of the culture of our organization, but then at the same time, make certain that our contributions grow even stronger as it relates to the game. And so as we're talking here today and we know that we are going to be held accountable for taking the position that we're taking. And we accept that. We are excited about it. You sit on these calls, it's so inspiring. I mean, you got people that are already finding ways to create supplier databases and do some of the things that we just don't have as an industry that we're going to be able to bring forward. And so I'm a long way of saying that I think as we continue to move forward here, this game is going to see a tremendous amount of progress on the DE&I side. And I think that this vision that Seth has set out and that Mike reinforced is one that we're going to achieve.
Let's now welcome in the CEO of the PGA of America, Seth Waugh. Seth, it's great to see you. What is this partnership between the PGA of America and Comcast going to mean for diversity in golf moving forward?
You know, we couldn't be more excited, and thanks you for all you do, Damon and Shane, but for your parent company. We're so flattered that they've decided to step up in this way and not only contribute money, but shining a light, helping us shine a light on all the great work that's going on, not just in the PGA of America, but across the industry, right? We think this can be, sort of the that benchmark event that really brings a whole nother level of commitment and focus on what we're trying to do, right? We obviously want to. We've said a lot, but we have a big belief that if we can make the game look a little bit more like America or the world, that maybe the world will begin to behave a little bit more like the game, right? And that's what this is all about. And that's not just from a participation standpoint, but bringing people into the industry that work in it. We think that's another great way to attract people to the game, is to have people that look like them and have had experiences like them to be working in the game. And so we're proud of all the work we do at Works, and through this process of creating a lot of industry focus on it, and we have working groups across the entire industry working on various things to do exactly that. We've realized that so many organizations are doing great things, but we're not necessarily connecting the dots between them, and that's what this a lot of this is about. We hope that in time we can make very large contributions to the HBCUs that have been such a part of this Works Championship over the years, and hopefully work towards endowing the golf programs there in a significant way over time. So, we're starting this year at PGA at TPC Sawgrass. Obviously, an iconic venue. The players are going to be treated to an amazing golf course, but also doing the Works Expo, which is creating a job fair. Essentially, we're going to be doing that at the brand new headquarters of the tour. So we couldn't ask for a better partner in the tour and in Comcast. We're going to bring the event the next year to Philadelphia, which is obviously the home of Comcast, and they'll host the expo there. And then we'll bring it to iconic places around the country, again, to shine a light on all the great stuff that's going on. So we're flattered, humbled, and excited to really make a difference, and a generational difference. This game has an awful lot to be proud of in its history, but on this front, we've fallen short for a long time, and we really believe this is the time to move the needle and change the look of the game, and also grow the game in the way that it should.
Seth, the PGA of America is doing great things with this diversity push, but how much do you sense that this diversity push is, throughout all of the stakeholders in our game?
Damon, I thank you for recognizing that, and we're proud of this. Is not a new fad for us. This is something we've been committed to for a long time, and we're proud of all the stuff we've done. I just think the industry, to different degrees, but has been focused on it as well across a variety of, whether it be the equipment companies or the management companies, obviously the tours. There's a USGA. There's a lot of great things that have gone on, but they're sort of in their individual silos, as opposed to, again, connecting the dots and making sure that we're all working in the same way. Like, we're not trying to compete on, having the best programs. We're trying to share best practices and just attract people to the industry. If they work for us, great. If they come in and work for the tour or for Golf Channel or for the USGA or LPGA or whomever it is, that's great. We just want to sort of widen the funnel in every way we can, right? So we do think it's an industry-wide effort. We do think it's this generational opportunity that this will happen across the country. And it's not just the right thing to do; it's the smart thing to do, right? Like the next census will have. Over 50% of the country will be of color, and if we're not aware of where our game needs to grow, we've got our head in the sand, and so it is absolutely the right time. We're proud of a lot of things that are going on again across the industry. We hope we can be a catalyst to move that along. And we're going to learn things as well as teach things in this process. So it's an exciting thing. We've talked a lot, about Golf Inc. Among the golf bodies, and how do we operate as one as opposed to, in our own swimming lanes. And this is yet another reflection of our ability to do that and do some good and grow the game. We think there's an absolute, opportunity that COVID has handed us to make this a generational growth opportunity. And we not only want to grow it in an absolute way, but we want to grow it with new participants and also bringing new people into, what is over an $80 billion industry, right? So there's huge opportunities here, and we just want to advertise that and bring in the best possible talent that we can and do it across the board.
Seth, the golf world was abuzz yesterday with the announcement of Southern Hills getting the 2022 PGA Championship. How excited is everybody at the PGA of America for that venue to get another chance to host a PGA Championship?
Yeah, thanks, Shane. Like we couldn't be more excited, and frankly, we couldn't have been more flattered or again humbled by how many amazing places reached out to us. We had over 30. Absolutely, worthy places kind of come to us, which we think is a pretty good reflection of our brand, right? To try and pull something off in 16 months. Southern Hills is an amazing place. I've had the luck to be out there and meet a number of the folks there. It's an amazing golf course full of amazing, wonderful people, and they've been, hugely welcoming. Gil Hands, who has become the course doctor, if you will, did a wonderful renovation here in 2019, and it's ready to be shown off. It was absolutely perfect when I was out there last fall, or 2 falls ago, I should say, we have the advantage also of having our senior event there this year, so we'll get a really good look at the new course and tweak all the things that we might need to do for 22. We have people in place, and a major championship is a big undertaking. And so to have, sort of start on second base or third base, even in this case, we're in terms of people, in terms of, having a contract in place that we could just sort of roll forward, having a place that we're hugely comfortable with. They've had 8 major championships there, but not one since 2007, and it's time. We just couldn't, we couldn't be, again, more flattered by their willingness to step up. We're more excited about, the competition we're going to have. It'll be, a fair, hard, wonderful test of golf in a great part of the country. So we're thrilled.
Seth, this is the time of year typically where everybody heads to Orlando. It's the PGA Merch Show. You get to see friends and people in the industry you haven't seen for a year. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, that hasn't been the case. But this virtual PGA show has been a huge success. What was the undertaking like to get this thing going? Yeah,
thanks. It's one of those things that, the easier it looks, the harder it is, right? and I think that's right. Our team, and we have a great partner in Reed Exhibitions, and they've stepped up yet again. They've raised the bar every year for the show. Last year was, I think, our best ever. And this year, obviously we're dealt a very different hand. This week is all about connect, and that's much harder to do in this world. So I'm proud, and we're all proud of what's happened here. We had a record turnout of over 1,700 folks for our teaching and coaching summit on Monday. And since then, we've had over 10,000 participants. I think there's 300 plus companies that are here. Over 6,000 PGA professionals have participated, and so we've 500 in media, I think it is. So look, we've pulled off something that is a triple bank shot, if you will, and it's gone very well. I'd also say that I hope it's I'm proud that it's our first virtual show. I hope it's our last. One of the wonderful things, as you say, Shane, about this is bringing the biggest gathering of golf to your all city. Is just a wonderful way to connect and enjoy the game and see all new products and see old friends and conduct a lot of business. We think it's the biggest gathering, obviously, from a commercial sense in the game, and we think it's a necessary part of the ecosystem. We're proud that it has become what it has become, and we're really grateful for the participation this year and how well it's gone. But again, hopefully it's won and out, and that we can come back and have a real normal show next year. But as you say, it's really worked, and thanks to you all for showcasing it. I think you've been a big part of making sure it's been as it has. So thank you all very much.
Well, Seth, a lot of folks in this building are excited about the partnership between the PGA of America and Comcast NBC Universal. Thank you much for your time, and thank you for your efforts.
Well, thanks. The game's in great shape, right? We, participation in the fall was unbelievable. The corporate companies, I think, are having a record year. We talked about this time last year, Dave. We're in a sneaky bull market for the game. We've sort of gotten past that belief that we were shrinking all the time, and despite having lost almost a full quarter, we're going to have the best year that golf's ever had, and exciting with the new participants. We think there's over 600,000 juniors that have come into the game this year, which is obviously the future. And so the game's in a really good spot. Now we just got to make sure it's generational, right? Like the 10 minutes of fame, but that we figure out how to make this the decade of golf, not just a wonderful year in golf. So, different from when Tiger burst on the scene, we need to make sure this is sustainable. And again, thing, and thank you again to Comcast for trusting us and believing in this vision, and can't wait to blow this thing up and again shine a light on all the good things that have gone on, but more importantly, where we're going.